Hi, this is Mr. Needing, and one of the most common questions I think that I get is when I start using my graphing calculator, where did my fraction key go? And I don't like to encourage students to use it too much. However, though, it is a very useful tool, and I'm going to show you multiple different ways to work with a fraction and where to locate some things. In addition, we'll talk about the negative sign and the subtraction sign a little bit in the same video. So let's say I want to take a fraction, 4/5. So here's the first way to get to the very quickest way to get a single solitary fraction. Alpha, and hit the X key sitting right next to it on the right-hand side, and I get a fraction. In there, this is the normal template we're used to looking to. I'll put in, I think I said 4/5. I'm arrowing around using my wheel, and I'm entering my numerator and denominator. Notice I have to move to the right to get out of the denominator. I want to minus a fraction here. I want to minus. Notice I'm using the right-hand side arithmetic minus for this. Anything that I press on my keypad will turn red so you can follow along with it. And let's say I'm going to subtract a negative fraction now. So I'm going to put a parenthesis here so I can put a negative fraction in here. To make a fraction negative is to use the key down here next to enter, the one in the parenthesis. This negates or makes something negative. Notice it's a little bit higher than the subtraction sign. If you use the wrong one of these keys, you'll get an error on your screen. And let's put another fraction, and I'll show you another place to get to it. If maybe you don't want to go right to the shortcut, you want to get to a mixed number. So now I'm going to go to alpha y equal, and notice I get two options. I get a regular fraction, number 1, and I get a mixed number, number 2. I also have a place where I can switch between regular fractions, proper fractions, and mixed numbers, or I can switch between fractions and decimals here. So this has more in it than just simply entering a fraction. I'm going to enter number 2 so I can do a mixed number. How about we do 5, scoot over, let's do 1/3. How's that? And let's scoot over to the right. I'm going to end my parenthesis because if I open one, I have to end it. Now, actually, these two fractions will add each other, right? Opposite of a negative becomes positive. So this is 4/5 plus 5/1/3. I hit enter, and I get 92/15. If I'd like that fraction to be a mixed number, well, then I would go back to that menu, alpha y equal, and I could choose right here between turning into a mixed number. So choose number 3. I'm telling it regular fraction to mixed number, and I have a mixed number. Let's say that I want a decimal instead. Okay, well, I could do that with the fraction key also. I'm going to show you another location. First of all, it is here, alpha y equal. It's number 4, fraction decimal. But at the same time, it's also under simply the math key. So if I click math instead, options number 1 and number 2 are to switch an answer to a fraction for 1 or switch an answer to a decimal for 2. I'll choose 2 and I'll hit enter. 6 2/5 is the same as 6.13 repeat. If I wanted to change that back to a fraction, I could either go to the alpha y equal or I could go to the math button. I'll go alpha y equal. I'll hit number 4, which just simply says whatever it is, change it into the other. And I go back to the defaulted improper fraction in this case.